Welcome to the Hog Market Talk podcast, your weekly deep dive into hog market fundamentals, breaking news, and industry insights. Trading commodity futures and options involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors.
All right, today is July 8th. I've got Luke Wells with us here today. How's it going, Luke?
You know what, Mike? We have a lot of green on the hog board today. 387 higher in the OCT, to name one specifically. It's a pretty good day, Mike. Pretty good day.
It is a good day to be in the hog market. We've been awaiting a move like this, which is the first time in basically since May 13th. I could count a move basically more than $1.50 or so higher in a single day on the hog market.
Yeah.
So
to take a look at the October chart, or maybe we will later. It just, this hog market's been, we're kind of waiting for a day like this. So we need some follow through that could come. We'll get into that later, but yeah, good day in the hogs for sure.
A few other good days in some of these other ag commodities. I just want to talk about some of the other big movers and shakers, mainly on the input side for the hog market, one of them being corn and soybeans. Let's start there, Luke. If you look at the Chinese activity here, they're back buying American soybeans, so that's been really leading the charge higher here. Soybeans have put on a dramatically large amount of money here in the last 3 trading sessions. If you look just 3 sessions ago, we put on 44 cents in November in a single day, and a big part of that being that they've just, since February, they've started buying U.S. soybeans again for the first time here in the last couple weeks, and very small amounts, but if they are going to get anywhere near their 25 million metric ton goal, they've started on purchasing that. So not huge purchases, but you see their name popping up more and more, and now supposedly they're going to try to buy a good amount by the time Xi gets here in September. So that's kind of what's helped the soybean market specifically. We obviously have some weather premium that's still in that market as well, especially when we look at the weather side. Weather is going to be very hot over the next week or so. A lot of key areas are getting rain, though, so we'll see how those two kind of mix and mash with each other. But the heat has started a little bit of this ramp up in grain prices as well. And then kind of the third leg of the stool here for the grain market, which would be my big 3, China, Iran, and weather would be Iran. And when I look at that, it looks like as of just an hour ago, the Iran war's back on after the Tehran attacks in the Hormuz. That really triggered a response from Trump to just basically say, ceasefire's over. We're back to war. So oil market up $5 or so today. Really big move there for the first time in quite some time as premium's been exiting that market. But in general, money flow's been flowing back into the ag world, Luke.
For sure.
What can you tell me about the hog market here? Because the grains aren't the only one that's been fired up lately. Hogs here having a pretty good run, as we talked about. Can you walk me through some of the basic reasons why we're rallying here today?
Absolutely. And I want to take maybe a step back and up, so let's take perspective for year 2026. Okay. For Q1 of 26, cutout performed very well. That's when we had our summer, futures markets above 110. We had a lot of optimism in this thing, right? But you ended with the Iran war, and that's where I wanted to kind of come back to it. Q2, we had the Iran war start, and we had a lot of inflation driven largely and fuel prices, gas at the pump, right? We had a little bit of a pinch consumer, and really Q2 is like a tale of 2 stories. Pork's performed very poorly since then. You mentioned we haven't had a day like this since, what did you say, May or whatever the number was, the date was, right? And so we've struggled, right? There's some things that we didn't see that came in, and I'd really think a little bit more pinch consumer, and as the dollar spend for proteins, which is still good. Protein is still in high demand, right? But pork didn't fare as well through that. Plus, you mentioned hot weather, dry weather, maybe not dry, but hot weather coming in. We've had a pretty cool Q2 as well. Our pigs have grown really, really well. And it's been purposeful. Corn is relatively cheap. Our cost of productions are competitive, and revenue is still relatively good. And so we've made them big, and we were continuing to make them big. Plus, Mother Nature played along. We've had really good growth. It's not been that hot. Pigs have grown. So the past 8 weeks, so 2 months, you kind of get back to this Q2 type comparison, right? Like 3%, 2.8 is the actual number. More pork on the market versus a year ago. That's a number, man, right? So you take a little more pinch consumer. The market was looking for a few less pigs. It didn't get that. It got about the same amount of pigs, but because they're heavier, 3% more pork, right? And it's been a little bit of a struggle bus, right? Now take a step in and out, like I said before. We've also seen in the cattle market, there's more supply coming at the U.S. consumer. Production's up a little. Imports are definitely up a little. And this whole just consumer, 400 kind of held us, and we've drifted. We're not at 400 anymore, right?
And the seasonal's down from here on beef.
And the seasonal's down for beef. And my point, though, with that is pork still, like demand overall, we look at the human diet, GLP, high protein, like protein's still in a really good spot. 3% more pork. And yeah, we didn't have the 120 cut out that the market looked for, but we've stayed in the mid to upper 90s, right? As we kind of turn the quarter though, like 4th of July, everything that I've been able to gather, talking to meat trade, talking to retailers, like meat clearance was good over the 4th. Yep. Beef actually exceeded expectation. People are still eating a lot of beef, but pork was called the workhorse of the protein market. A lot of featuring on pork, a lot of pork beef combos. Like pork performed very well over the 4th.
I did my part. I did pork burgers, and it was awesome.
We had pork butts. We had pork ribs. We actually ate a few hot dogs, if I will, 2 pork hot dogs, mind you, right?
Yes.
But we had good. And my whole, as we kind of looked forward here, pork didn't rally. We've done a lot of 24 versus 26 comparisons. In 2024, we actually hit our cutout summer high like end of July, and then we almost hit it back in November, right? Is this beef to pork ratio, this 4-to-1 spreads? There's always the saying too, like Memorial Day, it's T-bones and ribeyes, and Labor Day, it's hot dogs, right? Mm-hmm. People go on their vacations, they spend. Now we'll see what that does on fuel prices have been easing. We've got more escalation here, right? But pork is going and can and will find its value proposition in the meat complex, right? And I think we're seeing that, right? Also, up front, like, Hog and Pig Report told us didn't tell supply was burdensome, right? And the market actually, like July and August, like today, August closed at 99.65. The index is $92, Mike. That's a staunch premium that's saying the market's anticipating some good movement here, and it does feel like it's coming. Cash hog trade this week was good. 99 printed today. We've been stuck at 98 just for weeks and weeks, probably a month, right? A couple of extra packers entered the market, so cash hogs feel a little better. Cash loads, you mentioned hot. I wouldn't say there's an imbalance, a real big shortage or a real big overage of negotiated hogs, but this week I had a few loads pulled away because they just didn't quite have the weight. Supposed to have that. It's supposed to be hot in July, but that all kind of matters. And then meat tone trade. It's got a general, past 2 weeks, you can't expect a lot the week of the 4th last week because that those sales have been made. I mentioned good demand over the 4th, just a little stronger tone to meat. The 2 primals that we really need to historically carry us post 4th is hams and bellies. Especially the belly and also the ham, they've got room to run, right? So we're seeing some good things happening. We got a lot of actually optimism relative to spot fundamentals in the August, but it's really been those October on out contracts. They've been the ones that have underperformed. They're carrying discounts, not premiums, right? And coming back to pork, I think we can find value. I think we can do promotions. Where pork didn't go up as high as we had hoped this summer. Also, I don't think it has to seasonally drop as well. And we're starting to see the futures market see that. So really good day today. Really nice to see this kind of into the hog market. Now we need to continue to see the follow through, but things are feeling much better. And I'm excited what we can kind of do with this market over the next few months to weeks and into the rest of the year. I think pork demand's got some really good opportunity in it, especially from today's like October to December futures values, Mike.
Well, I always like to say the market isn't trading what happened yesterday, it's trading the next piece of data, and this market feels a lot different, just happiness-wise, versus what it even was 2 days ago.
Absolutely.
Right? So a lot can change in a very big hurry. So I think that's always important to keep remembering here in this market. Any other final thoughts here before we wrap up the podcast?
No, I think that's good. The only final thought I'd offer, just changing gears a little bit. So next week starts Sunday night, this coming Sunday, National Pork Industry Conference, NPIC, one of the largest, if not the largest conference outside of World Pork and whatnot, right, in the swine industry. It's at the Wisconsin Dells, Kalahari Resort. I think there'll be over 1,000 registered attendees, Mike. Great event. We're a breakout speaker in the afternoon sessions on Monday. Will be our spot. Tuesday afternoon is kind of a social part of the conference. We'll have a poolside cabana, some drinks and food and whatnot, right? So we'll have a lot of industry allies, a lot of customers, a lot of friends at this. If you get to National Pork Industry Conference, it's not too late if you want to go, get in your truck or get in a plane, right? But come see us. Love to see you there. And hopefully we can continue to build on this momentum that we kind of got kicking up this week, Mike.
And to celebrate, we have these cool beach bags that we're giving away to anyone that stops by, and it's to help celebrate the 250-year anniversary. So it's going to be really cool. Please stop by.
250-year celebration, and ProAg. It's just we're privately owned, we're American owned, we operate locally. It just we're pretty excited about 250 and all that too. So the bags help kick that off, right?
That we are. All right, please click the link in the description below to get a hold of our daily market commentary and other cool marketing info. Please go to our website, professionalagmarketing.com, and please reach out if you want help marketing, have questions, anything like that. Please give us a shout. Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, Mike.